built on relationships, focused on people, and rooted in the community. Welcome to the Build Blue podcast. Tune in for weekly episodes featuring guests who are building a better tomorrow. You'll hear inspiring stories from industry leaders, business owners, community partners, and our team members. The Build Blue podcast, where construction comes to life. An Apex Construction Group production.
Good afternoon. This is Carrie Flanagan with Apex Construction Group, Business and Community Relations Manager, and we are here today with Maki Braunshausen.
So this is our first year of Power Athletics.
Okay.
So before, Haley started Minnesota Power Athletics, and that was located in Kasota.
Got it.
And that was a nonprofit.
Got it.
Haley and Bridget cheered together in the cities because there is no cheer around
Nothing
here.
down here.
No, there's nothing close. So they would travel together to this team in the cities.
Sure.
And Haley said, I really want to open a gym. And Bridget told her, if you ever open a gym, I'm there.
Yeah.
We will do this together.
Yeah.
Haley has a background in social work, and Bridget has a background in education.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yes. So as soon as Haley started MPA, Bridget was there as well.
That's
so
so
I'm from
crazy.
Colorado, and my husband was in the military.
Okay.
And then we moved back here. He's from Mapleton, Minnesota.
Okay.
And
Not too far down the road.
no, not too far at all. So we moved back here, and our daughter, our oldest, is a dancer.
Okay.
She was really struggling to get her aerial. If there's any parents with dancers, they know it is a skill that is hard to get.
Is that kind of like the
cartwheel
with no hands? Yeah.
Yes.
I knew that.
Yes, see, yep. It is a really big mental one to get. And she was struggling. It was forever. And of course, mom doesn't know anything. And she was like 8 years old.
Yeah.
And it's during COVID. And I see these posts about people doing private lessons at this gym.
Sure.
Well, it was Bridget.
Okay.
So I messaged her and I was like, hi, can I bring my daughter in?
Yeah.
She goes in, is doing private lessons, gets the aerial, gets all these other awesome skills.
Right.
And I have a background in, well, first I was a figure skater.
Okay. Which can, I would say, commingle,
yes,
right?
Totally. So I did that. I was really competitive. I was junior national figure skater. I had multiple ankle surgeries. So I had to stop by the age of 10.
That is not good.
No.
Especially at such a young age.
Yeah. And I like travel. It was my life. I was homeschooled for it.
Sure.
Because I was training all day.
Yes.
And so then I went into dance because I had grown up dancing for part of my training for figure skating. And then when I got into high school, I joined the cheer team.
Okay.
And it was like game over from there. I loved cheer.
Isn't it crazy how things
It's so crazy.
moved? You probably wouldn't have ever done cheer if you wouldn't have been injured.
No, absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely, 1,000%. So I, in high school, I did that. I did it for my school, which we don't have around here. But I did it for my school, and then I also did a competitive all-star program, and that's what Power Athletics is. Like, we are a competitive all-star program. So they hired me. I was in my 4th year coaching there for this nonprofit. I became part of the board. Bridget was on the board. Haley was the director of the board. And we kind of had a conversation one day. We were sitting in Chicago in a hotel, and we were like, we just feel kind of stifled in what we can do. We were just very limited with the nonprofit of how we wanted to run the business and what we wanted to do. Yep. And we were like, do we want to do this? Are we going to go all in?
And this was, you were still in the Kasota
Yes, we were still.
Okay.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Got it.
So we were still in Kasota, and we were having this, hey, are we all in?
Right.
Are we all going to commit and do this together?
Correct.
And we all said yes. We agreed. We made our business plan that night.
Yes.
We're sitting in our hotel beds together.
Right.
And that's when like the most bonding happens.
Yeah,
like most work between us happens. And so we're sitting there and we drew it up. We figured out our core values. It was really cool. It was very organic.
Yes.
And it just, everything fell together very easily for us. And then it was like, okay, we need a building.
Now what do we do?
It's go time.
So what's the background a little bit more on Bridget and Haley?
So Haley was, she's from Mankato originally. She graduated from Mankato East High School.
Okay.
And she then got a degree from MSU. She cheered for MSU as well.
Okay.
Bridget is from New Ulm. She grew up there, did their cheer team at New Ulm, And then she also was on the MSU cheer team.
Okay.
They did not cheer together at MSU, though.
Okay.
But then they both wanted to continue cheer.
Sure.
Cheer is like a lifelong thing. And I don't think people realize that.
I didn't realize that. I will be honest. And I think even when we came to the ribbon cutting at the facility, I even said to you all, when I think of cheer, I think of the show,
Yes.
Cheer on Netflix, and seeing all these aerial acrobatics and whatever in the air.
Yes.
And so it's really cool to see that this can become a lifelong activity.
Absolutely. So, and cheer's for everyone.
Sure.
That's like the really cool part about it.
Yes.
You don't have to have a certain body type. You don't have to be a certain height or weight or anything.
No discrimination.
No, there isn't. Just like come as you are.
Yes, I love it.
And the really nice thing about cheer too is there's multiple levels within cheer.
Sure.
So anyone can do it.
Right.
You don't have to be super experienced. Like it says, it's like competitive all-star.
Yes.
But it's competitive at all levels. So
I
you
love
can,
that.
be more low key or really intense about it.
Yeah.
So we offer kind of all of that. But
yes.
So that's what Haley and Bridget went to do together in the cities, was a competitive adult team.
Sure.
And they just bonded through that.
That is crazy.
Yes.
But how exciting.
So exciting.
And so then from there, they were both living in the same area and continued to cheer. And then
Haley had her first baby.
I was going to say, what made them slow down a little bit and really take
nothing? We do not slow down.
I guess that's probably true.
But Haley just went for it. She was very encouraged by a lot of friends and people in the community.
Sure.
And she was like, I have this dream of having a cheer gym. And they were like, go for it. We'll bring our kids to you.
And supported it.
Yeah.
See, that's what's great.
I think, too, it's the personalities of the three of us. I think we all kind of bring something different, but we're all very open and very genuine people. And I think that kind of draws people. So we have a lot of really great people backing us who are like,
yes,
if you build it, we'll come.
We'll come, yeah.
And that's what they did for Haley.
Sure.
I mean, and that was 7 years ago, and it was her dream, and she went for it.
Right.
So she started off, they had one team. It was very small, but it's grown.
I've seen some friends of ours, I won't say any names online or on air here, but so their daughter had been cheering, I think, from the original time frame, and to see that progression, but also, I'd see that these kids were doing this cheer, and I had no idea where this was taking place, and then you find out, oh, it was Kasota, Minnesota. Kasota's not that big. Right? And so, well, where's there a gym? Or where?
In a small warehouse.
Right. So, so then again, backing it up to the original, right? So you were in a small little warehouse, renting, I assume.
Yes, we were.
You had your space. You needed, when I met you all again back at the ribbon cutting not too long ago, you talked about height and how tall you needed ceilings to be, and you wouldn't think of that.
No.
But in realistically thinking, you would need the height because you're throwing these people in the air.
Yeah, we're throwing humans in the air. Yes, and even in that old building, I mean, we have MSU. So Bridget and I coach the MSU cheer team. She's the head coach of it, and I help her.
Yep.
We've had the girls at the old building. They could touch the ceiling sometimes when we threw them. They would be like a challenge.
Yes.
Can anyone touch the
Who
ceiling
can
today?
get to the ceiling?
And they did, or like the fan.
Sure.
So our ceiling height was great there. It was enough space, so we were able to fit a full floor. So it's 48 feet by 52 feet. So it's big. And then you have 30 plus foot tumble tracks and like trampolines.
Is the floor that you just referred to with the measurements, is that the same as a gymnastics floor size?
A gymnastics floor is a little bit smaller.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yes, a little bit smaller.
See, and I would have thought they were the same. Okay.
Yeah. No, so our floor is bigger. It's 9 of those panels.
Okay.
Together. So we needed height and we needed space.
Sure.
So that was our challenge, and we looked at, I can't even tell you. And we were trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, and it was like, well, we can let this thing that we need slide because these 3 things can be checked off.
Yeah.
And that was when we walked into this building. And the other thing is we can't have a beam in the middle of the floor.
Right.
You can kind of at the corners, there's some gyms you'll see, like if you watch social media, you'll see it, and they're wrapped.
Sure.
with a mat. And we do have a beam, but it's on the outside
Sure.
of our floor, and we even wrapped that just in case
Safety,
purposes.
precaution.
Just in case someone decides to, fling their body around. It's okay.
They over-rotate or
Something.
keep going and their momentum is...
Yes.
Oh, yeah. No,
So we have it wrapped just in case at our new space, but that was the other thing is we couldn't fit a floor.
Okay.
So some places it was like, okay, the height is there, but there's 2 beams in the middle of the floor.
Right. No.
Like we can't do a routine with that.
Not safe.
Yes. So that was one of our big issues. And then it was parking.
Sure.
And it was, is the city going to approve it? Because most cheer gyms are in warehouses.
Okay.
But then there's the zoning problem.
Sure. So
So
it's a whole new ball
Yes.
game when you have to
mm-hmm.
go to the city and get zoned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And which you guys helped. I mean, we didn't have to do anything. You
Facilitated
guys,
that.
no, we did nothing. Mm-mm.
Right.
You guys facilitated all of it and
Yes.
we showed up and
And here's your keys and you walked in. Okay. So then even when you were in that transition period, so when you made the announcement or didn't you, I guess, tell the story about when you were ready to move forward as Power Athletics.
Yes.
So now we've dropped the Minnesota piece.
Yes.
Now it's the 3 of you.
Mm-hmm.
What was the feedback that you heard?
Excitement.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Were there any obstacles?
I think the biggest obstacle has been, and we see it through social media when people are asking like, oh, what cheer gym do we go to? Because there are other cheer gyms that you can go to.
Yep.
In, surrounding towns and areas. And it's saying, oh, we used to go to Power Athletics but we
Sure.
moved gyms or something. And it's like, no, like we kept the name similar.
Yes.
A lot of our branding had just Power Athletics, not Minnesota.
Okay.
And then we kept the same colors.
Okay.
And that was, we knew we were getting new uniforms. We
Sure.
didn't want families to have to feel like they needed to take on that expense.
Yep.
I still wear my Minnesota Power Athletics stuff.
Sure.
It's where we're from. We're from
Yep.
Minnesota. It's
Yep.
easy to keep that. But I think the hardest part has been getting people's mindsets to shift on this is new. And our families who moved with us from Minnesota Power Athletics and Kasota to the new building, I think they can see it and feel it.
Okay.
And we brought new values. We really dug into like our curriculum and how we were teaching.
Mhm.
We've done coaches trainings.
Mhm.
Everything that we do really has a purpose. Whereas before it was, we were pouring our hearts into it, but
Right.
there wasn't like the meaningful, impactful behind the scenes things happening. It was like, okay, this is like, we're running a cheer gym. And
Yeah.
now it's like everything we do really has a purpose
There's a purpose.
behind it. And so
Right.
yes,
Right.
it's the same and you see the same faces, but
Mhm.
everything that we're doing, I think, is ran so much better and it is really benefiting the kids.
Sure.
And I think our families are just really happy now. And so
Right.
that's great. But I think it's getting that old mindset or people who went to MPA years ago,
Sure.
even 3-4 years ago,
Yeah.
being like, oh, well, we went there. Like, no, you
It's-
didn't. It's new.
the same, but
It's
it's
the same,
different.
But it's not the same. It isn't. No, just our whole process is
Sure.
different. Even like how we develop our teams now. And normally in the cheer
Yes.
world, like you start teams in May.
Yeah.
We don't start teams now until August. We let the kids be kids in the summer.
Okay.
We let them grow.
Yeah. And that is, that's important, but kids develop at such different times.
They do.
And
Yeah.
ages and stages. And
Yeah. And normally
Right.
it's because we leave for Worlds tomorrow and we go and compete in Orlando with our elite teams.
Right.
And then a lot of gyms come back and they have tryouts in a week or two.
Right.
Our kids don't have that mental stress going on or
Sure.
that's not in the back of their minds. They know
Right.
this summer they get to come and train and go to the pool and swim.
Yeah.
And they don't have a team.
And be kids.
Yeah, they get to
Like
be
you
kids.
said.
Yeah,
Like
and
you
they get to, like you said, grow at their own speed.
Yeah.
And we're not pushing that.
Yeah. So when you went from Minnesota Power
Mhm.
Athletics
Yes.
to Power Athletics, I would say, from what you're saying, is that you really are taking it to the next level.
Absolutely.
And not only just with the support of your families, but the embracing of the families you had, but also now spreading that word and becoming bigger and better than what you've been.
Absolutely. And the nice thing about now being in Mankato
Mm-hmm.
versus Kasota,
Right.
we have families coming from all over.
I was going to ask, so how far, what's probably your furthest group that travels to you?
Belle Plaine.
Okay, that's a decent hike.
Yeah.
40 minutes.
Yep, I think Belle Plaine. We have families from Janesville. We have a lot of New Ulm families coming.
Sure.
The funny thing, we had a St. Peter family walk in the other day, and I was like, we used to be closer to you. And they were like, well, we were waiting for your new location.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and so, yeah, all surrounding areas.
Sure,
yeah.
sure. That's great. That's great. So how many people do you serve right now, do you think?
Registered athletes?
Sure, yes.
Close to 200.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. So what's a day in the life in the gym look like?
Well, I'm there normally during the day.
Okay.
And it's just me and the lights are off.
Sure.
So if you stop and it doesn't look like someone's there, there's probably someone there.
Sure.
And I normally do like the social media, the background work, the pro shop stuff throughout the day.
Yes.
Bridget lives in New Ulm.
Okay.
So she doesn't come in until the afternoon to coach.
Sure.
And she also has a new baby.
Oh, sure.
So she's a mommy during the day.
Yeah, we let her be a mommy.
Yes, we let her do that. And then Haley is the CEO of her family's candy packaging company business.
Oh my goodness.
So Haley has a full-time job.
Oh my goodness.
Right. So she started MPA with a full-time job.
Wow.
And then would hop across the street. That company is located across the street from the old location.
Oh, okay.
And so she would hop across the street and then coach after work.
Wow. So she's a busy lady.
Yes.
Wow.
She is. And so I now am the one there doing, like, during the day doing all of the background stuff.
Sure.
And then normally classes start at 4 p.m.
Okay.
And we're there until 9 p.m.
Okay.
On nights that MSU comes in, we're there until 10 p.m.
Okay.
Yes. And we, our teams practice twice a week for the most part. Our novice and rec program, they practice once a week with their teams. But then we also have rec classes happening during the night. So there's beginner tumbling.
Okay.
There's all the tumbling levels happen throughout the week.
Yeah.
We have intro to cheer, which is just kind of
cool. Yeah.
dabbling in it.
Yes.
And then we also have classes on Sundays.
Okay.
We'll also do like open gyms on Fridays or a Saturday morning, or we have a booster club that's parent-led.
Oh, very nice. Yes.
So we have a booster club, and they'll do like a morning yoga as a fundraiser on a Saturday morning.
I would love that.
Yeah, I know. I'll send you the link for when they schedule their next one.
Do it.
Yeah.
That's great. So then back to even with the classes that you offer, how many different classes would you say you do offer?
So we have tumbling classes, and it is from pre-K.
Okay.
And like toddler, so our youngest athlete is 2.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Cute.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh, just little.
Do they come in with their little leotards on? And I
yes,
love it.
And they're like bedazzled sunglasses, and they're little Crocs, and they
little sassies.
Oh, and pigtails. It's the best. Or like space buns.
Right.
We just love it when they come in. They're just a whole nother energy.
I bet.
So they come in. So we offer 2 different. We have a pre-K cheer and a pre-K tumble.
Okay.
And then we have, starting at age 5, is beginner tumbling, and that our classes are open for all ages for the most part.
Right.
And then they're all skill based. So then it goes level 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 is the highest that we offer.
Okay.
So we have all of those. Then we have intro to cheer classes. And that is, you're kind of getting a sample of everything that our teams do.
Yeah.
You work on jumps, you work on stunts, tumbling, the stretching, all of those things.
Yes.
And then this summer, we offer more classes in the summer. So we have a boys ninja and tumbling class.
Oh, very cool.
Yes. And that's going to happen this summer. And we're super excited about that.
Good.
We have a sideline cheer class. And that's for either people who do sideline cheer through their high schools already.
Right.
And just want to come pick up new material or work on their motions.
Sure.
Or our kids who are interested in going to college and cheering.
Yeah.
Because they need that experience.
Absolutely.
And our high schools here don't offer it.
No, you know what? That is something I will say that's missing. The power cheering was just coming around.
Mm-hmm.
And so as my kids got into high school, I thought, it's weird. There just isn't cheerleading.
I know, especially Friday night football.
Right.
There'd be some
that or basketball. So
Oh.
that was kind of new to me.
Mm-hmm.
That
I would love
was
to
missing.
do that.
He was missing.
If you're on the MAP school board and you're hearing this, I'd love to do that.
Yes, I know.
Get it in our schools here in Mankato, because, I mean, all of our girls would love to do that. And we have a lot, I mean, most of our athletes right now who are middle school and up, they want to cheer in college. Yeah. And they need that background a little bit. So, but that's why we have that sideline class in the summer. So they get to work on those things and pick it up. And then something super fun that we actually just announced.
Oh boy.
We are doing a hip hop team.
Cool.
Yes. So at the competitions we go to, it's all-star cheer and dance.
Okay.
And we're just going to do hip hop.
Cool. Yes. And that's a big thing.
Yes, it is. And we have a lot of athletes who do both cheer and dance.
Yes.
But then they get to the point where they can't commit to both.
Right.
And so it's like,
how can we get
what kind of dance do you want to do? And most of them are like hip hop. Yeah. We're like, we can do that. Right. Like one stop shop. You get to do everything that you love in one building.
Right. I think that's great.
Yeah.
So, talking about the building.
Yes.
Walk us through that story and how were you introduced to the building?
Haley knows a lot of people.
Okay.
And she had already gone through the process finding the Kasota building.
Okay.
And then we have a couple of parents in our gym who are also active in commercial real estate and things like that.
Sure.
And we had help. So that's how we were able to get into so many other buildings. Yep. I believe it was Jim. I can't think of his last name right now. He called Haley and said, I have a building. There were people who were scouting for it. Like we had people on the lookout. Like, hey, I have a building.
Cool.
So we went and saw it with him.
Okay.
And then we sat down actually with him and Ryan.
Okay.
And we sat down with the two of them and it was like, okay, we love the spot.
Yes.
How do we make this work?
Right. Because it was an empty shell at the time,
it was a shell, yes. And so then we had to decide how are we going to split it up. We couldn't take the whole space.
Sure.
So we just needed a suite because we just, a new business, as much as we love to gamble on ourselves, we couldn't take that big of a gamble yet.
Well, it's a risk. Absolutely.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And just, we knew we had families coming with us, but then it was like, we know we need more families. Sure. Are they going to be there?
Right.
And so, and that's been the great thing is they're showing up.
They're starting to show up. They actually showed up.
Yes.
Right.
So
it's got to feel good.
Yeah. So we sat down with them here at the building.
Okay.
Love this building.
Yes. Our current location here.
Your current location.
1531 Madison Avenue.
Yes. Drop that in there. Right. So we sat down with them and then Jen Swenson came in.
Good.
Yes.
Our designer.
Yes.
She's such a vision.
Well, her nieces are also our athletes.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
I did know that. She told me that.
She came in and
oh my gosh.
was like, I know what you need.
Yes.
I have been told what you need.
Oh, isn't that great?
Yes. So she was wonderful to work with. She was so quick at getting us the design and the floor plan.
I love it.
And that was amazing. So we kind of got the ball rolling with that and then deciding, okay, how are we going to actually split off the building?
Sure.
Do we want the front side, the back side?
Right.
The left or the right? Like,
where
do we want to be?
Yes.
And in that meeting, it was so quick. She was like putting outlets where we needed them and she had like the floor pulled up and she's
amazing.
Yes. Where do you need this to go? We did have to move the bathrooms. So, with the city and whatnot, like there's certain things you have to do.
Back to that code word, right?
Yes, the code. Yes, the code. So we had an idea of what we were doing. And then we heard from the city a few times on the code and it was like, okay, we have to just adjust and pivot.
Yep.
And the nice thing is we were just given options every time as far as like, do you want it to go here or here? Or we could try to move it here, but we're not sure based on history.
Absolutely.
If this is going to work with the code. And so we'd be like, well, we like this one best, but if this doesn't work, we'll do this instead.
Right.
And it was so organic. It was the whole floor plan for us, like fell into place.
Sure. And I'll say we do a good job with that at Apex is that, it's not our project. We're working for you.
Absolutely.
Right? And so we want to provide you with the best possible solutions.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we have to go back to the drawing board ourselves and say, okay, whether it's budget, whether it's location, all of the things, we want to make sure that we are hitting the nail on the head for you.
Yes.
and giving those options and letting you decide what the destiny is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's great to hear that Jen is just amazing.
Yeah, she really helps.
Very talented.
Yes, she is. And then our project manager was Logan.
Oh yes, Logan.
Logan's I think is so glad our project is done.
Well,
he's still not done with us yet though. I still message him.
Logan, I think, just has that sweet sense about him, but he's not going to show it.
Yeah, no, totally. And you could just tell that he was like, who are these three crazy ladies all texting me in this group chat?
Well, if I recall, Logan is newly married, so
yeah,
I think he's learning a thing or two about us gals around the office even.
Oh my, he would just laugh at us. He would be like, yeah, I'll try that. So Logan was awesome in the communication aspect of like, you know, we were impatiently waiting for our building, and it was
you're
like
so excited.
Yes, and I think that's it. Well, and my husband works in building homes, custom new homes.
Yes,
and so I knew timeline wasn't really going to be the timeline because it wasn't even Apex's timeline.
Sure,
with the code and the checks, and then everyone else who has to come in and actually work on the building.
Yep,
it wasn't you guys. Like,
right.
It was, you know, it's just getting all those puzzle pieces to fit together.
Absolutely.
And so we would be like, hey, Logan, what's going on?
Right.
I would call them my Monday morning emails to him.
I love it.
I'd be like, hey,
here we are.
What are we doing this
Monday
week?
morning.
How are you? And then Friday he'd get an email. Hey, so did everything we talked about on Monday get done? Where are we at?
You know what? Communication is key, especially in this world of the business, right? In construction, because there are so many moving parts. We talk a lot about how there's so many balls in the air and how do you catch them all and make sure they're not going to fall, and you try, but you can't, and because sometimes there's wind. You're right.
You know, and then it blows that ball out.
Yep.
And you can't catch it.
No, and you just gotta go with it, and then we pick it up the next day and we move forward.
Yeah, so Logan was great with that.
That's great.
And then our building was finished and we got to moving in, and that was when it was those freezing temp days with the wind.
Oh my gosh.
Like the negative
and
30
you're
days.
Out there. So we didn't even talk about the location. So 22 Elevate Drive Road.
Elevate Drive. Yes.
Lane? Oh gosh.
No.
Now I'm second guessing.
1021 Elevate Lane. It is Lane.
Okay.
Suite 500.
Suite 500.
Yes. That's us.
So 4, I call them condos, 4 suites in that building. And you're on the north side of that building.
Yes.
So you get that whipping wind.
We do. It's not bad though.
Yeah.
It hasn't been too bad, but so I was in there one day and we had our grand opening 2 days later.
Oh my gosh.
Mind you, the weather's been awful. Our families were fantastic with helping us move our floors and move the trampolines.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I didn't even think of that. All the stuff.
All the stuff. Yeah, so we would like pull trucks in from our families and trailers, and they'd unload it and then move their cars back out.
Their hearts.
Oh my, we wouldn't have been able to do it with our families.
Right.
Truly.
But isn't it great when people show up for you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. And even like my husband and I put like the flooring in the gym, and we couldn't have done it without him either. He was there every day.
So the flooring underneath is just the concrete.
Yes, underneath our floors. Yes, and then we just had a little bit of flooring to do, so we just opted to do that ourselves in like our main entryway.
Sure.
So we did that in the bathrooms.
Okay.
Otherwise, we were like, the concrete looked great.
Yeah.
We could have kept it, but we were like, we just want it to look a little more professional.
Yep.
So
and that works.
Yeah, but it was those freezing days. I happened to be in there putting together our office, and I was getting ready to leave, and I hear this weird noise.
Oh no.
What is that? I'm like, it's coming from the bathrooms.
Oh no.
So I like go out, I start my car,
Sure.
It's -20.
Yeah.
I come back in, there's water.
Oh no.
I call Logan.
I would have called Logan too.
Yeah, right away. He was my first call, and by this point, it everywhere, like just everywhere. And we have like luckily our mats and everything were still like off to the side, like our floor wasn't set up yet. So I cracked the garage, and I'm like, we had a snow shovel.
Sure, and I'm pushing
taking
it out.
Snow shovel. Oh my gosh, Logan was there in like 5 minutes.
Oh,
I don't even know where he appeared from.
from.
No, I truly don't. And I'm just sitting there panicking.
Sure.
And then someone else from Apex showed up with him. I can't think of his name. Cody.
Oh yeah, Cody.
Yeah, Cody showed up with Logan. And they were like, we got it. You can leave. It's okay. And they had it fixed in like, by the next morning when I came in, everything was fine.
Oh, good.
And like, they even they had to fix a pipe in the wall. It was just so cold.
Sure.
I mean, it happens.
Yep.
And we didn't have water running in that bathroom where the pipe burst.
Sure.
You know, we didn't, I didn't think about it.
I know. Well,
you know?
Darn Minnesota.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. So they even had the hole in the wall patched where the pipe was fixed like the next day by noon.
Oh, good.
And they were like, don't worry, you can still have your grand opening on Saturday.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, so
perfect.
That was awesome.
Yeah, sometimes when those little headaches pop up, you're thinking, oh, and you always want to think the worst, right?
Yeah, it was me.
That those things do happen. I will say, Cody has been awesome. He's taken over our facilities services that we are offering now, and so when new builds like yours, or even buildings that have been in business forever, you know, those are just amenities that we can help offer, and it's great to hear the successes of that.
Yes, he has been awesome. Even just little things like about keys, or I can't figure out the fans.
Sure.
But Cody will be there and help you figure it out. Because I'm like, wait, what? I can't figure out my remote.
See, I know. And it's, first of all, there's way too much technology in our world right now.
State of the art.
So I will say, don't feel bad about turning the fan on or remotes or this or that, because, that's just the time and world we live in.
Yep. So, and Cody came in. It was a weekend call that I had made to Logan, and he's like, let me see if I can get Cody in there. So we had already set up our trampolines. It was right before our grand opening. And so here Cody comes in to save the day for us.
Way to go.
And his daughter was with him.
Oh gosh, I bet she loved.
Oh gosh, I was like, do you want to jump on the trampoline? Is that okay? I was like, can she jump? And
yes.
So, oh my goodness.
That was a win-win.
She did not want to leave.
See? Now he's going to have to sign her up.
Yeah, we told him that too. We're like, summer classes, you can sign her up.
Right. I love it. So what has been your biggest takeaway? I guess twofold. Working with Apex, but also being in your new building.
Working with Apex is, I feel like you guys also match our energy of just wanting excellence in everything that we do.
I think you hit that on the head. That's exactly who we are.
We felt that right away. Like I said, we looked at so many other buildings, and we were working with other people.
Right.
I mean, we had tried to make something happen with other companies, and Apex just got the job done.
That's great.
We didn't have to wait.
That's
we weren't.
Awesome.
You guys made our timeline your timeline.
Right.
And that was wonderful.
We always like to say we perform under budget and on time.
Yeah, and that was a huge thing. You guys worked with our budget.
Right.
I mean, we are a very small business.
Yep.
That's just trying to grow.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when we sat down with Ryan, he got it.
That's great.
And he was like, okay, well, this is what we can do for you.
Right.
Like, let us help you. Like, we want you in the community. And it was so nice to feel like he didn't understand cheer. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't get what we were doing, but we felt like we were so valued by Apex of
awesome.
Let us help you get here.
Yep.
Like, the community, needs you. Yeah. Like, this is something Mankato needed.
We pride ourselves on community. We really do.
And we felt that.
That's great.
Well, and even you were at the ribbon cutting, and how many Apex people were there?
I know. I loved that.
In the middle of the day. It was a Friday at 2.
Yes.
And
was
you
so
guys,
great.
Apex, everyone that we worked with, even just, we didn't work with Jen for a really long time, but she showed up. She was a part of your story. Yes, and she was there.
And we had our project coordinator, Cindy was there, Logan was there.
Helen
is amazing.
We had a drone in there flying around.
Yes.
We felt...
Oh, yeah, Ethan was in there with the drone.
Yes, and him and Helen came another day and took other videos of the space, and you could just tell, their pride in the building and, what awesome. Apex did. And just hey, let us get in there. We want to see you guys in action. They were so excited. So just to see people not actually in our world excited for what we do was awesome.
And I think that's just the energy we portray. We want excitement
Mhm.
for other people, right? And we want to be a part of it. And if there's anything that we can do to do that, we're gonna take that extra step.
Mhm.
And it shows in the work we do, it shows in the relationships that we've built, and we love it. We love our
know.
community.
Yeah. My long-term goal is that space next to us stays open and we can knock a doorway down and we can take
wouldn't
over
that
that
be
next
great?
space. So that space is unavailable.
Off the record.
It is off the record, but it is. I would really like to take that over one day and
Oh
just
my gosh.
expand.
Right.
And that was the other cool part too about sitting down with Ryan was it wasn't just about the building now.
No.
It was
The future.
let's set you guys up for the future.
100%.
Whether that's a different building,
Yep.
whether it's growing in this building further,
Right.
whether he wasn't just thinking about your building this year.
Right.
It was how can we grow with you?
Right. Right.
Yeah, and he goes, okay, well, after year X, then if you have this many kids and you need this many floors, we'll look for a building this size.
Right.
And that
Right.
was so neat. It was like,
Right.
okay, he gets it. Like he
Yeah.
wants to see us grow in the
Well,
community.
And like you said, with the size of the mats,
Mm-hmm.
flooring
Yeah.
that you have in there,
Mats, yeah.
it does take up a lot of space. You have 2 in there in your
Mhm.
current location.
Yes.
And you have your 2 tumbling mats.
Yes. Yep, the tumble tracks are in there.
Yeah, tracks. Yes, tracks. I forget they're called tracks. And then you have a smaller office little area, and you have your waiting room for
Mhm.
when parents and guests come in. You have a storage closet, I believe, in the upper front area. Or
Yeah,
is
we
that a
use that.
private office?
We use that as our office, but
Okay.
also storage. It's
Yeah.
together.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have your bathrooms. What's really cool is there's so much wall space
Yes.
to see your banners
Mm-hmm.
of your excellence, right? That
Yes.
in your trophies, and you have crowns
We
around there,
do.
and that's so cool to see too. So you're off to Worlds tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay. What groups are going with you for this?
So our elite teams go to Worlds.
Okay.
So those are our athletes who are at that like highest commitment level.
Wonderful.
They spend 6 hours a week in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Plus most of them take extra classes as well.
Wow.
We travel regionally with them, and then Worlds is our national
Yeah.
trip that we get to take. They have to earn a bid through our other competitions.
Oh, okay.
So they have
That's
to
good to know.
Mm-hmm. So they have to compete really well.
Right.
And they can earn, they're called at-large bids, and that means they get to go to that first big round of competition at
Right.
Worlds.
Right.
Or a full paid bid, and that means that their registration is free for families.
Wow.
And one of our teams got that full paid bid.
Wow.
Yes. So that means that they won the entire competition. They were the highest scoring team out of all the teams.
Very cool.
Yes, it's very cool. And they also throw in the perk of they get a ticket into Universal for a
cool.
day. So those girls are excited.
I
and it's
bet.
just getting to go to Worlds and experience it is great. So our athletes going are ages 7 to 17.
Oh my gosh, how many total?
Athletes, it's 36 of them,
Okay.
I believe. So the 3 teams, we have a level 1, 2, and 3 going.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
And how many families do you think help support and go along? Because I know sometimes it's hard to travel, right?
Absolutely.
With the athletes as a parent, and
Mhm.
there's other kids at home or
Yes.
jobs, and I mean just all the responsibilities. So
Yes, absolutely. I think all of our families are going.
oh, that's
This is something
great.
that we try to get out information as soon as we
Soon as you
can. So
can.
even our packet for next year, like our
Sure.
tryouts aren't until August, our packet and dates are out for competitions.
That's nice.
that
So
way
plan
parents
ahead.
can plan. Yes,
Yeah.
because our lives are moving.
Our
all the time.
lives
Get it on the
are
calendar.
moving. You're absolutely right.
Get it on the calendar now. So I think all of our families are going.
Great.
They compete, our level 1 team competes Thursday, and then you have to place in the top half of your division to go
Okay.
to day 2. Otherwise, you're
Okay.
done.
Okay.
So our goal, we really try to not focus on winning and losing.
the pressure of it.
No, there's
Yeah.
no pressure. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, they're just kids.
They're kids.
They're kids
Yep.
and they make mistakes. I make mistakes every day.
Right.
And that's like
Right.
one of our core values is accountability. And so like we're really good about like,
Good.
hey, we have to do our job.
Yep.
And if we don't do our job, it's okay. But like, what are we going to do to fix it?
Yeah.
And so we
How do
really
we be better next time?
yeah, how do we get
Mhm.
better next time? And so
Right.
we have not put pressure on anything. Our goal as a gym, it's not they all want to win, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're on a competitive. We all want to win.
And that's
we
the
can't
bottom
say
line.
like, oh, we don't ever talk about winning, but like
Right.
we just try not to put such a focus on it for
Right.
them, so there's not that like mental game to it. So like our goal is, hey, we want to be in that top half, and we just want to be like get the opportunity
Right.
to compete on day 2.
Right.
That is our goal, and then anything on
I
top
love
of that, anything on top of that is a cherry on top.
Absolutely.
So as MPA, we took a team last year. We only took one team, and they were 5th at Worlds.
Okay.
Out of like 80 something teams.
There's that many teams that go to this?
There's almost 2,000 teams in
What?
total going. Worlds is Worlds.
Oh,
like,
wow.
There are, it's not
again,
just called Worlds.
Clueless.
Yeah. There's teams that come from Hawaii. There's teams that come from Europe, or Puerto Rico has a big showing of teams that come. Like it truly is a huge competition.
So then do you stick around and watch the rest of that? Yeah.
Oh, we get so inspired.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, and it's just fun. I think a lot of people think cheer is like the dance world and dance moms, which is not.
Well,
a lot of dance isn't even like Dance Moms. I feel like that's just a show that just got a bad rap for the dance.
Mackie, I'm going to be honest. I have 2 boys. Didn't get into any of all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say we did a lot of travel ball. I think all of it comes with their own territory.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. But I think at the cheer world, we sit and watch and other teams sit and watch, and you are truly cheering them on.
Isn't
in the
that
audience.
great?
It's so great. Like we watch and you see a stunt that, there's like a flyer in the air and she's about to come down and they almost drop her and they get her back up.
Yes.
And we start screaming and we're like, come on, get her up.
Yes,
like,
yes.
You got it,
Yeah, encouraging.
Yes, and then
That's
families make tunnels when the girls come off the mat and the girls run through it.
Oh,
and it's
there's
like
just so much family support, it sounds
there
like. And just
is.
energy within the organization as a whole, or the community as a whole.
Yeah, the whole
right?
cheer community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there's good and bad with every community that you can be in, but I feel like the cheer world truly is cheerful.
That's great.
As, silly as that
no
is.
Pun intended,
right. But it really is.
Good.
And I think it's just a lot of parents and families and coaches who are getting to see all of that hard work get put in, and they only get 2.5 minutes.
Oh, I didn't even think about a time limit.
Yeah, so our routines are only 2.5 minutes for those elite teams. So it's like you put in all these hours. There's blood, sweat
and tears,
broken bones, torn MCLs this year. Like there's so much that goes into it. And then you only get 2.5 minutes.
Right.
You don't get 4 quarters. You get 1 shot.
You get 1 shot.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, that's it. I think that itself is the pressure that maybe the kids and families feel, is that you prepare and try to make sure that injuries are healed and broken bones are taken care of. I mean, all of it.
The mental health of it.
To come down to just that 2.5 minutes. So
yeah, that's what it comes down to. So it's exciting. And then like I had said earlier, we have this competitive all-star program, but we also have a rec program.
Right.
And they're just there for fun, and they still get to like learn a routine, and they get to go to a competition now.
Sure.
And it's just that one, and they do in 12 weeks they get to put in all this hard work, learn a routine, perform it, but it's just for fun.
How many of those would transition then into the competitive piece?
Well, we would hope all of them.
Okay.
But some people just decide that it's not for them,
or
they're into other sports, or they just don't want that commitment of it, and that's okay. But we have, like I said, like the different tiers. So you can be 12 years old and you don't have to commit to that elite level.
Right.
Like if you just love cheer, but you also want to, play soccer and do gymnastics and everything else, you still can.
Yeah. No, I think that's great.
You can still travel and compete, but it doesn't have to be at that level
and
or price range either.
Singled out, right? Like this is your only focus. And
no, you don't. No, we try to leave it open, and we really do try to let our kids be kids.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, Mackie, I have really enjoyed our time.
Thank
I've
you.
learned a lot. I hope our listeners are going to learn just as much.